Good afternoon, this is HorseRacingNation.com handicapper Jarrod Horak, and this is the video feature race of the week. This week's feature race is going to be on Friday, May 15th, the Grade 3 Preakness on the Pimlico Special. But let's do a quick Preakness news here that we've had come into the office. Mr. Z is going to enter the Preakness, so there's going to be 8 horses entered in the Preakness. He was sold privately to Calumet Farm. Dwayne Lucas is still going to be the trainer, and Karey Mclaughlin is the rider. So here are the 8 horses for the Preakness. We have 5 horses exiting the Derby now. American Pharaoh, Firing Line, and Dortmund, your 1, 2, 3 finishers. Danzig Moon finished 5th, Mr. Z finished 13th. So that's the 5 horses that ran in the Derby that are going to run in the Preakness, and we have 3 new shooters. We have Divining Rod. He was the Lexington Stakes winner. The Local Hope, Bodhisattva. So that one's the Local Hope for the Preakness. And then Tale of Verve. He was on the also eligible list for the Derby. He didn't draw in, but they're going to take a shot in the Preakness. He broke his maiden at the Preakness distance of 9.5 furlongs for trainer Dallas Stewart. So that's the way the Preakness looks right now. They're going to do the post-position draw later this afternoon. But let's get back to our video race of the week, Pimlico Race 14. It's going to be the Grade 3 Pimlico Special on Friday, May 15th. 9.5 furlongs, same distance as the Preakness, and the post time is going to be 6:21 p.m. Eastern Time. 10-horse field, but we're probably going to have 2 defections. A Tapiture for trainer Steve Asmussen. He drew post 1. He's probably going to scratch, and they're looking at the Lone Star handicap on May 25th for him as his next start instead of the Pimlico Special. And then Albano for trainer Larry Jones. No reason given, but he's probably going to scratch out of the Pimlico Special as well, and he was number 4. So now it looks like we're going to have a field of 8. And Transparent, number 2, will be the first one that we talk about for trainer Karey Mclaughlin. And Karey Mclaughlin has won the Pimlico Special in the past. Invisor won this race for him. This horse, last time out, he beat AP Indian. That was a good effort against Optional Claiming Company. And then AP Indian stepped up, and he won the Decathlon Stakes at Monmouth Park. So Transplant's always been cut out to be a good one. He hasn't really proven himself in the stakes ranks yet, but he has run well in Optional Claiming Company. He comes off of a win where the second place finisher came back and won a stakes race. He's got a good post. He's got some tactical speed. He looks a little bit interesting at 6-1 on the morning line. Encryption will break next to him. This one will be number 3. He was 3rd last time out, 7.5 lengths back in the skip away. He's got some early pressing speed, and he's going to have to run better than he did in the skip away because we have the winner of the skip away in this one, who is the favorite today, Commissioner. He's going to have to step up his game, but he's capable of at least being a pace factor. Paige McKenney, this one last time out, ended up finishing 3rd in the Charlestown Classic. Now, if you watched our Charlestown Classic video, we said this is definitely a horse you want to use underneath. Very consistent, and I would say the same thing here. If you're playing trifectas and superfectas, you might want to consider Paige McKenney for the underneath spots. 15-1. Always tries hard. Best Race certainly puts that one in the mix. Kid Cruz, you might remember this one from the Triple Crown Trail last year for trainer Linda Rice. This one's number 6. A big closer is going to sit back, try to get involved late. Has been a little bit disappointing this year. Seems to be trying to get back to that good form that he showed as a 3-year-old. Vijak will be the next one, number 7. Another one that has some tactical speed. They were considering running Vijak in the Dixie Stakes at Pimlico. That's a turf race, but that one's going to overfill. He's not going to be able to get into the body of the field, so they're going to opt to go in the Pimlico Special instead. Tough spot here. He has won 2 turn races in the past, but his last 2 wins were around 1 turn at 7 furlongs and 1 mile. I think that's what he's best at. A pretty tough field. He'll probably show some positional speed here. Top Billing will be the next one in line for trainer Shug Mcgaughey. This one was highly regarded on the Derby Trail last year before he got hurt. He finished 2nd by a neck to Commissioner. That was January of 2014. And then he ended up running well in the, I think it was the Fountain of Youth Stakes. He finished 3rd. It was a big speed bias track. Got hurt after that. Came back and disappointed in his first start off the layoff. His second start, though, of the year, he ran a good race. He finished 2nd to Noble Bird. And then that one finished 2nd in that Ali Sheba Stakes on the Kentucky Derby weekend at Churchill Downs. So Top Billing, always highly regarded, doesn't have any speed, but he's really bred for this distance. His longest race to date was his best race. That was back last year. and I think he's been dying for more ground. He's got a lot of upside still. Don't know if he's going to get enough pace help in here, but he is 12-1 morning line, and he looks interesting from off the pace. Cat Burglar for trainer Bob Baffert's the next one in line. He was third in the 2014 Pimlico Special, and then last time out he finished second at Churchill Downs on the Kentucky Derby undercard off a long layoff. So he's coming back quickly, and we'll have to see how he does second off that long layoff, and he is coming back quickly, as I said. And then rounding out the field is going to be Commissioner, probably the one to beat. He's number 10. He's got early pressing speed. He's always been best, I think, in these longer races when the pace is moderate and he can just kind of be up there on the pace. He can gallop, he can get into that good rhythm, and he usually runs his best race. When under those circumstances, could be the circumstances today, and that was the pace scenario in the skip away at 1 mile and 3/16 at Gulfstream Park last time. A slower pace, he was able to get up there, just gallop, hang in there all the way, and earned a nice number in victory that day. Last year's Belmont Stakes, similar situation. Not a lot of pace. He got up there, he got into a good rhythm, he hung in there all the way around, and he ended up finishing second. So I think if he gets that kind of pace scenario at this distance, he's just going to be up there all the way. He's not going to give in, and he's going to be difficult to beat. This is how we're going to play this race. We're going to go with Top Billing as a small win bet just because I think he's going to offer value and he wants the distance. He's highly regarded, nice pedigree, and if he can get enough pace help, he could surprise. So we'll make a $15 win bet on Top Billing, but we are going to keep Commissioner in the exactas because I think it's very likely based on the pace scenario that he's going to duplicate his skip away, and that could be enough for victory. So for our exactas, we're going to play a $5 exacta. We're going to put Commissioner on top of Transparent, that's Karey Mclaughlin's horse that we mentioned, and Top Billing, and then we're going to play another $5 exacta with Transparent and Top Billing on top of Commissioner. Total wagers will cost $35. You can follow Horse Racing Nation and Derby Wars on Twitter. You can like us on Facebook. At DerbyWars.com, we have a big $100,000 Preakness Day game this weekend. We are also going to have a lot of big Pimlico games for Friday, Black Eyed Susan Day. So a lot of stakes action at Pimlico on Friday, May 15th, and Saturday, May 16th. A lot of big games on DerbyWars.com, including that big $100,000 Preakness Day game. If you'd like to see some of my other videos and my updates for Preakness, go over to horseracing.wordpress.com. My latest Preakness preview video is there, and also all the contenders. I wrote out a blog with all the contenders, the possible horses running in the Preakness this year. That'll wrap up this week's video, and we'll be back next week with another stakes race from around the country.